In my freshman year of high school, I read this book called The Odyssey, an over 2,000-year-old epic where Odysseus and his crew are sailing back to their homeland so Odysseus can get the girl. And by reading, I mean read spark notes and watched recaps because it was all in Old English that really made no sense to me. In chapter 5, the crew stumbles upon an island of people. Scouters go out and meet the local people and learn of the fruit they all consume, which was the lotus. The lotus, though, is not just any fruit. It's a fruit that leaves the user in blissful apathy. In layman's terms, it's just a drug that gets you super high. And soon enough, all the men eat it, and the crew barely makes it off the island, led by the few who hadn't yet consumed the quote-unquote fruit. And when my teacher discussed the story, they asked us what that lotus was in our own lives. And the more I think about it, the more it rings true today. If I think about the uncle glued to the TV, or I imagine from a third-person view what you look like staring down at the screen you're watching this very video on. Think about all the people reading Snapchat, obsessing their lives over other people's lives instead of actually living. I have a damn metal screen in my pocket that buzzes whenever some crazy crap happens. Those Apple News alerts that especially now constantly come in. And I know a lot of my viewers are younger people, but time until college is the only thing between you and staring down at a bottle of alcohol. On a macro level, obesity is up, life fulfillment is down, and it's like the world wants us all to end up like the guys in WALL-E. However, the point of the Lotus Eater story isn't about wasting your time. The real evil is that it makes you forget. For Odysseus' men, it was forgetting about the trip, but for us in the modern day, forgetting is much worse. Forgetting means you forget about your family, your passions, your love, your hobbies, and your dreams. In the meanwhile, you are no better than a drooling baby incapable of doing anything. And I know this is a channel about the clarinet, and I assure you I have not forgotten, I have not spent 5 months just hanging out, okay? But the reason I bring up the concept of forgetting is in relation to this quote on your screen now. And I'll just read the quote. It reads, "And something I try to remind myself is, someone who is writing 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, but really focused, the phone is away, deep focused writing, 15 hours a week. It's shocking how much you can produce. And those weeks together, and 40 weeks later, you have a book, right? The difference between the prolific writer and the self-loathing person who doesn't write anything is one does 15 hours a week out of their 112 waking hours a week writing, and the other one does 0 out of 112 waking hours. So 1 out of 7 versus 0 out of 7. 6/7 of those two people's lives are the same." And this is the best part. People who can't put something together have this daunting assumption that the prolific writer is fundamentally different. They're working constantly all the time. It doesn't have to be this way. It's consistency. That's a quote by Tim Urban, who is an author. And right before reading that quote, I said that the danger of distraction was forgetting your dreams. And I think this quote shows just how accomplishable those dreams actually are. It is seriously not that hard to learn a language, learn an instrument, or even write a damn book. And I just want to say, you're probably listening to this right now thinking, wow, Brian, that's a splendid idea, buddy. But I know that 1 week from now, you'll be waking up living the exact same day you did last week. And the reason I know this is because I am that guy. The first time I read this quote was exactly 60 days ago. My dream? Get this YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. And how many videos have I uploaded since reading that quote? Big fat circle curved at the top and bottom, otherwise known as 0. And the reason is because of those distractions. And god man, I did so much pointless crap. I watched all of Squid Game Season 2 in one night, spent multiple days playing pay-to-win Supercell games, days watching freaking Minecraft YouTuber drama, and reading so much news, listening to so many takes from people I don't care about at all on topics I don't care about at all as well, and with which I can do absolutely nothing with. And in those moments, I felt like a zombie. My mind often who knows where, and I had forgotten. And it's kind of awkward, you know, I'm fresh off my Lotus binge telling you to get off the island. But look, I wish I had a magic strategy or fix I could tell you right at this part of the video that would help you get out of this trap, but I don't. I've watched countless videos about motivation, every goal-setting strategy, every to-do list, every variation of the Pomodoro method. However, there are 3 rules of the game that actually helped me win. 1. This is a war. You have never beaten distraction, but you have also never lost. All that you do is you win or lose a battle every day. Number 2. Winning leads to more winning, and losing leads to more losing. Lose a battle today, the more likely you are to lose again tomorrow. However, in the same vein, win a battle today means you're more likely to win again tomorrow. The war never ends, but the battles can get easier. Rule 3. You can win at any time. The only thing between you and winning is closing whatever you're doing and taking the first step towards where you want to be. At this very moment, you can start winning. Just set up your instrument, open that Google Doc, respond to that email. The barrier between you and winning is just a simple first step. So this year, this channel is going to reach 100,000 subscribers. This is a goal I've had, and I'm sure many of you have had since you were very young, and it's a childish goal. It's like the goal of wanting to be an astronaut. It's possible, but the odds are tough and the road is tougher. But the difference between me saying this goal here and every time I've said it before is that now I'm committed. I, just like the prolific writer, am going to dedicate hard focused time to this channel every day, to making every video better than the last, as well as making sure I'm creating as much as I can. I think as a society, you can divide people into the disruptors and the everyman. The everyman activities are those Lotus activities, the TV shows, social media, drinking alcohol, doing drugs. You go to the same job every day, doing something small at a small level for the average salary, every day repeating over and over and over. But the disruptor life, oh, the disruptor's life. Every day being laser focused on improving and making something meaningful to you that connects and makes an impact on the people who see it. This is one of my favorite Steve Jobs quotes that I think really demonstrates the disruptor mentality, and I'll just play the clip for you.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live it, versus embrace it, change it, prove it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
No everyman has ever made something that is in your view right now. Look up. Everything you look at is something made by a disruptor. And when I'm old and can't stand up straight and I have to be on an IV bag, I want to be able to look back and call myself a disruptor. So that's why I'm going to reach 100,000 subscribers. And I think that goal is going to change over time. But the reason I have this goal and I'm going to work at it very aggressively, it's because I'm unsatisfied being an everyman, and I want to become a disruptor. And I say this to be a model for you. I remember I did the practice live streams, and I really did that to try and be a model for you guys to succeed. And so I really encourage you to think about what goal have you had for years and years and years and have never made progress on, but that you really want to achieve. Figure out what the steps are to get there and start doing them every single day and commit to it and go hard. And it's already February and you've probably forgotten about your New Year's goals if you set them. So look at them again. If you set them, good job. Look at them again right now. If you haven't set them, it's not too late. We're only 8% through the year, but there's still more to go. All right, stay safe.